Well, I didn't really think that would show up very well. For better or worse, guys, I'm shooting with the phone. Do another night walk. Despite the cold front that just came in, it's a rather pleasant evening. By the way, of course, that's a great statue to the superb Winfield Scott Hancock. Over there, we got the statue to Oliver Otis Howard, the one-armed man. So, I'm just gonna walk a block or so here, getting near the intersection of Baltimore and Steinway, because I took a very similar video that, again, I think ended up at the bottom of the lake. Ooh, and we got a ghost tour. I absolutely promise I'm gonna do a ghost tour real soon. Dang it. And sorry about the spherical issue. Ooh, there's another ghost tour. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that soon. Oh, so one thing I wanted to say is that you should never ever ridicule the ghost tours. Okay, when I was new to Gettysburg, I totally thought there was something else. You know, I thought it was, you know, a bunch of hokey frights and you know, bad jokes and stuff, you know, that they're actually, you know, a lot more serious than you think. And oh dear, a black cat just crossed our path. Well, it's just fitting since we're talking about ghost tours and it's almost Halloween. Oh, by the way, this is the next thing I want to talk about. But, you know, the ghost tours are really pretty cool, and they're a lot more serious than you would think. They're talking about real people, real events, and just throwing in the little tidbit of, you know, this very site, you know, is said to be haunted, so on and so forth, or, you know, people after the war said that they could feel, you know, a strong presence at this certain location or this house. But and I wish I'd interviewed some of them. I've come to know a couple folks in town who do ghost tours or were ghost tour guides, and let me tell you what, they actually know a lot about the town. So, you know, you've got your licensed battlefield guides, that these are more or less your official or unofficial or quasi-official guides of the town of Gettysburg. And I'm telling you guys, they know a lot about these streets, they know a lot about these houses, they know a lot about the history of the town of Gettysburg. Anyhow, well, you can actually get I think a screenshot here. I'll read this for you. National Homestead, Children of the Battlefield. This building was constructed in 1869 as a dormitory for the National Homestead at Gettysburg, a school for soldiers' orphans established in 1866 in the brick building to your right. Among its first students were Alice, Frank, and Frederick Humiston, the children of Sergeant Amos Homestead of the 154th New York Volunteers, killed at Gettysburg on July 1st, 1863. The sergeant's identity was unknown when his body was discovered, with a photograph of his children clutched in his hands. The wide distribution of this photograph led to Homestead's identification by his widow, Philinda, and a national outpouring of sympathy and donations for the children of the battlefield. Miss Homestead became the first matron, and some 200 students attended before the school closed in 1877. Pretty neat. You could say this is a subject that kind of hits home for me while the Korean War had come and gone a couple decades before I was born. Yours truly was left on a doorstep at an orphanage way across the Pacific Ocean. Something that, needless to say, caused me some slight consternation growing up, right? You know, there were a lot of questions and a lot of tangled up emotions. I think it's really, really great that they established that, because, you know, state the obvious, you know, the kids were born into this world at a very unfortunate time, had nothing to do with the war itself, and certainly deserved a childhood, you know. Pretty active night tonight. I've heard a lot of sirens in the distance of various sorts. EMS and police and stuff, and so as you can see, it is we're certainly, you know, it's just gonna get worse from here on out, guys. Sorry, but we're well into fall. Like I said, it's almost Halloween. Oh dear God. Chances are they're gonna turn down, yep. Oh, all sorts of vehicles. EMS and police turning down on Steinway, where I just left. So here's to instincts and leaving at appropriate times. As y'all know, I like to enjoy a beverage or 5, and again, let me just put it out there for folks that if you're anything like me, you should be very aware of the police presence when in Gettysburg, and have your car parked none too long after dinner time. Okay. And so something else I wanted to say here is, okay, so the place is obviously being really done up for Halloween, which is quickly approaching. This should come as no surprise, like I said, given there's a police unit leaving the 1863. They are on this place like white on rice, and there's one of his buddies right behind him. Jeez Louise. Really glad I left when I did and parked the car. Hey there, hello. I'm filming you, dude. Anyways, I digress. I've been watching some of those cop videos lately. It's one of my guilty pleasures online. But okay, back to Halloween. So, you know, should come as no surprise. Town like Gettysburg, it's a tourist town. It's got the ghost tours, and, you know, the fact that thousands of men died on the fields and in the town of Gettysburg for those 3 days. So, you know, and a lot of people would just be like, okay, well, it, you know, getting really ramped up for Halloween and everything. I mean, that's a logical fit, and it is. But I want to mention something else. So here I go again. A lot of you guys who are watching this now probably don't really get it, or probably haven't really noticed. But Halloween is becoming almost exponentially more popular every single year that goes by. And it's for a reason. Love this house. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great, great. Love what you do every year. I always look forward to passing this very house.
I'm late this year. I'm getting there.
That's okay.
What? Late issues.
What's this business about being for sale?
Yeah, we're moving.
Oh no. Well, I implore you to have the next tenant keep this up.
Well, I actually had a contract on the house.
Yeah.
In September, their financing fell through.
Okay.
But they were all for it. They were like loving it. They
Oh wow.
all my pictures and
you
stuff.
know anybody that wants to buy a historic house in Gettysburg?
I wish I could say I were up for it.
Thank you so much, dear.
Yeah, I love it. I hope the tradition continues.
And you gotta get Martha up there.
Well, oh wow, in the top window. That's great. Well, that's actually kind of spooky.
Yeah, she's up there all year round.
I'm glad you pointed that. I never noticed. I've walked by this house, every Halloween for quite some time. Never noticed up there.
My husband and I, he passed away 3 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Him and I were both really into decorating for every holiday.
Yeah.
So when he passed away, I just couldn't stop doing it.
Well, good for you. I get it. I understand, but for whatever reason, I'm glad you did, because I don't think I'm the only person who just loves it.
You're not.
So it's definitely the coolest house, I think, within all of town.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
The main attraction is set up. He's actually, you can see him in there. I haven't put him out yet because I haven't finished everything. But he's
That's
like
Louis. He's in the living room.
right in,
over there.
right in.
Can I go look
Yeah, you can go.
through the window? See if I remember.
I'm sure you've seen him.
Oh yeah, okay. I see sitting on the couch.
No, he's standing up.
No.
Look through the door.
Hi, Pop Pop. Oh.
He talks and he lights up and he moves.
That's right. Hi, Papa. Excellent. So where are you headed to?
My kids are down by Fawn Grove.
Okay. All right. Over by York.
South of
Is that right? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And my son's getting married. My daughter just graduated from medical school. She's a doctor.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
So I want to be closer to my family.
Yeah. Well, I understand.
I have nobody up here.
Yeah, I definitely get it.
I mean, I got Pat, my friend, my roommate, but it's like,
Well, I definitely get it. Not that it was a far jump at all, but my family and I had grown up around the Washington suburbs for quite a while, and my folks are a bit older. They're working on 80 real soon, but everybody just started moving towards Howard County and outside of Baltimore, and like 7 years went by or so, and then eventually I was just like, well, I don't hang out all the time anymore and have gaggles of friends and this social life and stuff, and I wanted to be closer to my family, so
exactly.
I totally get it.
I was with my kids last weekend for a birthday party. Well, this past weekend, we had so much damn fun together.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to do this. My son's like, Mom, if you live closer, we can do bonfires like this.
Well, good for them, and I'm glad that wasn't, because it's they go by fast. I don't have to tell you that. And these days so I'm in Catonsville, which is just west of Baltimore, and my parents are in Ellicott City, which is none too far.
That's a cool little town.
It really is. It really is. And so I hop on over and I stop by for dinner and just to say hi with every chance I get.
I'm originally from Baltimore
Okay.
and moved to Bel Air,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
and then moved to Towson, and then bought a Winnebago and traveled the country for 5 years.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. It's funny. I meet a lot of folks up here who were from somewhere in central Maryland at some point outside of Baltimore. Or a lot from Frederick.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean,
That's an expensive
location
neighborhood.
Here
It is.
so good because you can walk anywhere.
Yeah. That this is one of the spots I have in mind. Not to be morbid, but when both mom and dad are done and have passed on through the world, I very well may end up here in Gettysburg. Now, I'll be honest, there's no chance I could afford this house, but
500,000.
are you kidding? 500 for this historic home at this,
I've actually dropped it $100,000.
Wow.
because Nobody is biting on it.
right in the heart of Gettysburg. Well, it's,
Yeah.
you know, the market, I mean, I don't have to tell you, I mean, everything is haywire right
You can
now.
afford it, right?
Yeah, yeah, you know, in a not soon,
now
but you know, in a little bit of time, it gives me hope that maybe I could land something here in a few years if I start acting like a grown up
houses,
and
like-
pony up some money.
The houses outside of Gettysburg are like incredible. They're beautiful. And this is
Yeah.
commercial and residential.
This is just,
So you could
oh
have
my gosh.
a, a small business.
It's times like this when I really wish I played my cards different and you know, had this in mind, you know, 10, 20, 30 years ago. Because I wouldn't have never imagined, I would have, if you asked me to guess, I would have guessed at the lowest this would be going for, you know, I don't know, 650 or 7 or quite a bit more.
A couple years ago, it would have.
You know, it's just, it's these are crazy times right now,
Yeah.
for sure.
And it's funny, I have it at 500, and everybody that comes through and sees it says it's too high.
Wow.
They love the house.
You're
They love
kidding.
the location. But you know, everybody's gonna say that.
I wouldn't be making any demands. I wouldn't be, you know, asking for any fixer-uppers. If I had the money, I would be like here. I would move
I
in.
am wanting to leave.
I would move in ASAP. I can't believe it. What a great home. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you, ladies.
Yeah.
Have a good
Nice
night.
meeting you.
Thank you.
If you know anybody, send them this way.
Trust me, if anybody comes across my mind, or you know, in my hometown, or maybe on social media, I'll certainly let them know. I'll put the word out.
You could even co-owners rent out rooms.
Right. Jeez Louise, I would have never guessed. That's just great. Well, you guys have a good one.
All right,
You
thank
too.
you. Thank you for stopping.
Yeah, best of luck.
Take care.
Unbelievable. Well, you heard it right here, guys. 500. I can't believe it. All right, well, just to wrap up my earlier diatribe about Halloween. Okay, and look, I like it, you know, I like festiveness. Okay, I like folks getting into the season of things and whatnot. But look, here's what I was gonna say. Halloween has been getting exponentially more popular every single year that goes by because, as I joked on my Facebook about this time last year, Halloween is the new Christmas for liberals. Okay? More accurately, to get down to the nitty-gritty, the folks who run this country hate Christians. That's right. They hate Christians. And these are the same people that have waged war against nativity scenes in public. You know, with that old case 20 years ago or whatever, with the ACLU. Stuff like that. what we're seeing now is a culmination of, like I said, events that transpired over 20 years ago and that have really come to a crescendo. But it's not hard to see if you really give it some thought and you aren't easily triggered and take what I have had to say seriously. The people that run this world hate Christians. They've had a war on Christmas for about the last 100 years. And oh, by the way, I did a really good video on the history of Christmas and dropped a lot of subtle and not so subtle hints as to how Christmas has become what it is today. I promise I'm gonna do a ghost tour soon. Anyhow, guys, that's about it. It's all about moving away from the religious to the secular, and Halloween is a perfect vehicle for doing so. Harry Potter, all that, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, whatever. If you really give it some serious thought, think back the last couple decades, using, as I just mentioned, pop culture as a guide. It won't be really that hard to swallow if you really give it some thought. But anyhow, been my visits are always shorter than I would rather. It's real nice bumping into those ladies down there. That was a nice treat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that and enjoyed the decorations. Again, like I said, I don't mean to be a Grinch just for the sake of, I love people doing it up for the holidays, but as a sociologist, and I'm more of a sociologist than a historian, or, I've mentioned before, I'm kind of a sociological historian, but I can't help but notice certain things, patterns, right? Always patterns, and point them out to folks when I notice them. I feel like it's my duty. So much, beyond the surface that people just never think about. I can't stop my brain from thinking sometimes. Lots of times. And these are the things I think about. And again, I'm a classic, what's the term? Conflict theorist, which is, classic school of sociologists. I see things in terms of power. That's the primary lens that I see things through. That's how I see the Civil War. That's how I see society today. In terms of power and conflict, and those in power creating and manufacturing conflict and division. And it would be no silver bullet, and it would take time to get back to good. But if more people understood this, I honestly believe that this world would be a better place, instead of thinking that all these events, whether it be Halloween or the Civil War, are organic, or just kind of happened, or just kind of evolved that way. No. This is a big drama, folks. Just as Shakespeare said, the world is a stage, and this is just one big drama being played out, century in and century out. Anyhow, guys, I'll leave it at that. Hats off to you, those who stuck in this long, and we'll see you on the next one.